Final chapter of my Ujjain series. If yesterday was about Shiv Shakti, today was Shankara Narayan. On Vaikunta Ekadashi, when heaven's gates are said to open, Ujjain seemed to unlock something far beyond. Through the legendary Bhasma Arti and the intimate Shayan Arti, I found myself standing at the opening of the unseen. My first darshan of Bhairavnath left me lost. The second, on Ekadashi, imprinted something deeper. And in an unexpected twist, my camera took a step back, allowing my own journey to take center stage. I came to Ujjain for spirituality but stayed for the sheer energy of it all. And nothing, absolutely nothing screams intense devotion like hundreds of people willingly standing in line before midnight for a 4:30 a.m. ritual. Enter the Bhasma Arti, the legendary pre-dawn spectacle at the Mahakaleshwar temple. As I walked along the corridor for the Aarti, I was reminded about my driver Bhaiya, and an official PhD in the Ujjain's mystical gossip. He spoke about cremation grounds the way most people talk about shopping. As we passed the Kal Bhairav and Vikrant Bhairav temples, he casually mentioned, "Yahan tantric sadhana hota hai." But the real kicker? His insider take on the Bhasma Arti's sacred Bhasma. Officially, it's made from the cow dung and tree bark. And unofficially, according to Bhaiya's hushed whispers, dramatic eyebrow raises, it has a more traditional source. Also, when cow dung is used, it's shaped like a human body, burned and transformed into bhasma. Speculative? Definitely. Intriguing? Absolutely. Do check out Sadhguru's take on this one. Standing in a line at an ungodly hour, running on half-baked myths and even less sleep. The wait, brutal. No seats, no facilities, just endless small talk and a few chants by dedicated devotees. And the slow realization that this was not senior friendly. Hours later, we were finally rushed into the Ganesh Hall, where all semblance of patience dissolved. Latecomers bulldozed through, and I found myself wedged between a human wall and someone's very determined elbow. With a well-timed chupke se sneak, I landed in the first two rows. Sitting for? Who knows? Not that it mattered. The Mahakal Jyotirlinga was deep inside, barely visible through the doorways blocked by other determined heads. Then came the plot twist. Women had to cover their eyes during the actual Bhasma ritual. So much for immersing all senses. The Aarti itself, otherworldly, ethereal, worth every sleep deprived second.
उर्वारुकमेव बन्धन मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृत श्री महाकालेश्वर महारुद्र देवताभ्यो नमः।
And the prasad and the bhasma scramble? Straight up WWE. Only the first few rows got the sacred bhasma, and the rest were briskly escorted out before they could protest. But if you're planning on going, train your legs, sharpen your elbows, and for the love of Mahakal, don't expect any personal space. Stepping outside, utterly drained, I dragged myself to my favorite northeast corner of the temple. The spiritual high of the past few days had fizzled into an unexpected meh. That's when life decided to spice things up. A salt and pepper stray walked over, plopped his head onto my lap, and, with the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes, booped my hand. My heart a puddle. Bacha, I don't have biscuits, I sighed, recalling my track record with street smart dogs. From behind me, a woman's voice, calm yet cryptic, said, Bhairavnath. I turned, but she was already floating away like a plot twist. The dog gave my hand a quick click, sealing some cosmic contract, I assume. Then trotted off. Instinctively, I checked my phone, hoping to relive the moment. The footage, just a glorious shot of my own lap. No dog. Coincidence? Or was Bhairavnath sending a playful sign? Some moments defy explanation. Still dazed, I got up, falling into step with the city's timeless rhythm. The air, thick with devotion, carried a quiet magic, where the mystical felt oddly normal, and the normal, well, kinda mystical. The street pulsed with life, devotees lost in prayer, shopkeepers arranging their wares, the rhythmic clang of temple bells blending into the murmur of Sanskrit chants. Yet, despite the day's spiritual significance, a curious hush wrapped itself around me, as if the city itself had momentarily stepped back, allowing me a sliver of solitude.
वृंदावन में बसने वाला नंद का लाला है मेरे कान्हा मेरे कान्हा।
Drawn by this quietude, I found myself at Dwarkadish Gopal Mandir. Its garbhagriha bathed in the golden glow of lamps. It was Vaikunta Ekadashi, a time when heavens were said to be open. Yet here, serenity reigned. It felt less like a coincidence and more like an invitation to listen, to feel, to simply be.
मेरे कान्हा मेरे कान्हा मेरे कान्हा मेरे कान्हा
From there, my feet carried me towards Chaubi's Khamba, the ancient gateway to Mahakaleshwar mandir. The past seems alive in its weathered pillars, their carvings whispering tales of devotion that stood firm against time. But something felt unfinished, like an unread chapter in a book that I couldn't put down. I knew where I needed to go. Kal Bhairav Mandir. The line stretched endlessly, yet I stayed, drawn by an inexplicable force. 2 hours passed, but the wait didn't feel like a burden. When I finally stepped inside for my second darshan, the air crackled with an intensity that made my spine tingle. It felt as if Bhairav himself was saying, "Hang in there, the journey is yours." Before we parted ways, my driver offered a parting suggestions. "You should file a formal request with Mahakal for better seating at the next Bhasma Arti." I chuckled at the thought. Perhaps divine intervention extended to temple logistics too.
शिवमेकपदं नित्यं शिकाराय नमो नमः.
Reinvigorated, I prepared for the final darshan of my journey, Mahakal's Shayan Arti. If the morning Arti had been a warm up, this was the grand finale. The Mahakaleshwar Linga was adorned in breathtaking array of organic jewels, intricate ornaments, and vibrant colors. It wasn't just an offering, it was artistry, devotion, and divine energy woven together. But what struck me most wasn't just the splendor, it was the expression. The fierce, raw destroyer I had always imagined was nowhere to be seen. Instead, Mahakal stood before me beaming as if he had just cracked the best cosmic joke. Was it just me, or was Shiva truly smiling? My heart swelled, and I whispered, "You got me, Mahakal." This moment alone makes the trip worthwhile. Then came the Shayan Arti, just as elaborate as Bhasma Arti, yet profoundly different. If Shringar had stirred my soul, the Arti shattered every emotional barrier. This time, the connection ran deeper, more intimate, more personal. Unlike the grandeur of the Bhasma Arti, this felt like a quiet conversation between Mahakal and me. The rhythmic chants, the clapping, the swirling diyas, every movement carried a tenderness that felt as if it was meant just for me. A wave of gratitude, awe, and humility washed over me, the kind only Mahakal could evoke. As the temple quietened, I retreated to my favorite corner, letting the last whispers of Mahakal's presence settle within me. With a silent farewell, I stepped out of the temple complex and into the night, carrying the raw force of the Mahakaleshwar Jyotirling within me. Leaving Ujjain, I realized my journey had been more than temple visits and rituals. It had been an exploration of patience and chaos, of unexpected encounters and moments of raw divinity. But the real takeaway? Once you felt Mahakal's smile upon you, life is never the same again. Jai Mahakal!
Shiva